So like promised,
we're going down Christmas Lane.
if we can find it.
Oh, it's right there, isn't it? Oh, there it is right there.
So just like we promised, we're gonna
Right now.
halfway
Cars.
through. We might have to go around to that.
This guy's got an American flag on his
Roof.
roof.
It's awesome. There are a lot of people. There weren't that many people last year.
It's because this is like the last night, except that it's not, but kind of it is. Because it is the night before Christmas.
You want in? Let's see if this guy will let us in. He will. Thanks. Guess I can turn off my brights too.
So basically, like you can see the sign right there. You probably can't see the words.
There's a sign right there.
Oh, there is one right there. Yeah, we're starting in the middle or something.
Bummer.
Where's the beginning?
I don't know. He looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
I mean, this is pretty close to the beginning.
All right, well,
So 'twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. My children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And what happened after
When
that?
what to my wandering eyes
No?
should appear?
What about he sprang from his bed to see what was the matter, because he heard a clatter on the roof.
Should we look up
Anyways,
the
when
thing?
what to my wondering eyes should appear,
I'm gonna
I thought
search.
that I knew this, but apparently I don't.
That's awkward. 12. Days of Christmas poem. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
It's a story. 'Twas the night before Christmas
'Twas-
is what it's called.
'Twas the night before Christmas poem.
Now we're at the end.
All right. So
This
where's
is
the
awkward.
beginning?
I don't know. So just enjoy the lights while we find the beginning of the. These guys cheated this year.
Why?
They used those shine on the house lights.
Lame.
These are the kind of lights my dad does too.
All right, here you go. We'll have to start from the beginning
Okay.
once we get around.
I have the whole story this time. Wait for it.
Hey, Santa Claus on the hoop.
Where? Oh my gosh, there he is right there. I can't even tell.
Your windows are dirty.
He's doing a slam dunk.
Or a pull up.
No.
Down to the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound. It's too bad we didn't start at the beginning.
No.
Now we're gonna have to go around again. But
I
this
mean,
time
it's
we can.
going fast. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's not too bad.
But while we're waiting,
We can look at all the fancy decorations.
I have a story.
She has a story.
Yes. So, my aunt one year.
Once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away.
No. Also, we got matching
Star
pajamas
Wars pajama shirts.
by
See?
Vincent Van Gogh.
Woohoo!
That was really
It's a
proud.
Death Star Stormtrooper. There's a ATST.
We had to drive clear to Orem to get one of the shirts.
And if you don't know where that is like a 45-minute drive.
After going to 2 different stores. 2.
2 different Targets.
And then finally getting one.
Because
in
their
Orem.
helpers were very less than helpful.
Yes. We like Target.
A lot.
We do.
They
But
have nice shirts.
I wish that one would have been more helpful. Basically, it was like, I know that we have one. Look for it because I don't have time.
We're too busy.
And it's like, okay, well,
Oh, look at the
your
lines to get
store
in.
says that it has 2 in stock.
There's the beginning.
Thanks, Mom. Mom says that we have cute PJs.
Oh. People aren't supposed to know that. Oh man, look at this line to get in.
Oh my gosh. Look at all these people.
We're gonna be here till midnight.
I didn't realize that we were going out of the circle. I thought we were...
Yes.
We should have come in the back way, apparently.
Yes, we should have. I'm gonna flip around.
We'll put a map thing
Pin.
telling you where this is.
Aren't
So
you
that
glad
you
you don't
can
live in
find
this
it.
neighborhood?
Yes.
That would be stupid.
Now I am. Though, when I grow up,
You do want to live in this neighborhood?
I want our neighborhood to make a sign story. That'd be sweet. Story. Hi friends. Thanks for watching.
Apparently we need to get a mount for you.
Can I tell my story now?
Yeah, tell your story, sorry.
Okay. So my aunt one year was trying to get my uncle.
She's never been married
To-
before.
No. My,
Right?
No. Oh my gosh. My uncle to go and hang up the Christmas lights. And he didn't want
Let
to.
me hold this for you.
I can hold it. And he didn't want to. So he took all of his Christmas lights all in a bowl and he didn't untangle it or anything. And he just hung it on a hook out in front of their house.
Showed her.
Yeah.
Because
He
all
was
she
really
wanted,
proud of it.
all she wanted was for him to put them up.
Yep. He's like, I hung them. So I thought that was funny.
If I ever did that to you, you probably wouldn't talk to me for a good little minute, huh?
I would think that you were very funny and then I'd tell you to go change it. That's what would happen.
That's true.
But you've seen those ones with the little Grinch sign.
Those are the best lights ever. Thanks.
Not ours.
Oh.
Uncle Tim.
I was like,
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. You've seen those ones with the little Grinch wood cutout thing? And he's like stringing the lights, so they only have to hang a couple on the roof, and then it strings down to his hand, and then the rest is just laying.
we're almost to get in. Let me try that again. We're almost next in line to get in.
Almost. And hopefully this is the actual beginning.
It is. I saw the sign.
Okay.
Right.
I saw the sign.
Is it I saw the sign or I saw...
Yeah, is it I saw the sun
Or is it I saw the sign?
and it opened up my eyes and I am happy now with or with.
It's probably I saw the sign.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Because it's about him, not her, you know.
Yeah, like red flags kind
Yeah.
of deal. Yeah.
It probably is. No,
Okay,
it makes
we're
sense.
almost there, look. This is the first house, and hopefully, is it?
It
It
is,
is!
I
This is
told
the
you.
beginning. Okay, so come, you have to go through the back way, not the way that we came.
We'll figure out which way it is. There's no street.
There's a, yes,
Oh,
there is
there's
right
a-
there.
it's a
Royalwood Drive, and, which is
and
what?
3310 west.
5205 south.
5225 or something like that, I think.
We'll find the actual for reals.
The pinpoint address, and we'll put it right here on this corner.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, do we need to read it?
Yes. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house. I need to see the other signs so that I know how far to go before I get too far ahead of myself.
There's some people outside that are talking to the people in the cars.
Maybe they're trying to get
I think
out.
it's the next, on that sign it says stalking, so how far does that go? Oh, they get
Not a
out.
creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Don't know what this van is doing. Am I going around you?
Yes. Oh, look, and these guys have stockings on their house.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
In hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. you want to read the sign and I'll read the
The
next
children
one?
were nestled all snug in their beds.
While visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And this is a nice little
Ooh, I like their little light
fence.
things.
Yeah. Cute.
And their wreaths.
And their orange cones.
And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap.
Had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. Didn't know that it said that.
Huh.
And this is where we came in.
Yeah, this is where we started. When out on there arose such a clatter.
And Santa Claus is riding a polar bear.
You know,
over there.
such a ladder. Like on Santa Claus.
What's a clatter?
What's a clatter?
It's not a glatter. Arose such a clatter. It means there came a big noise.
Yes, you can quote things really well. Are you gonna finish reading that one?
No, that one's it.
Oh, that's it. When what to my wondering eyes should appear.
Oh, that wasn't it. Let me. Oh, that has to be it, right?
I don't know.
This is not the right story.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear.
This is not the right
Oh,
story.
it seems legit.
I went to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below.
Wait, I gotta
And what to
read
my
this one. We're gonna pass it.
wondering eyes should appear. Wait, I was ready. But a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer
wait.
and Vixen. On
I
comet.
knew in a moment he must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen. On Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. Jeez.
That's all I wanted. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away all. As leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the
house top the coursers they flew.
with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. What do we say over here?
And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof
The prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
Oh, you just read mine.
Go ahead, do it again.
There's the Santa Claus hanging from the handlebar or the hoop. Down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and
Hey, you read it.
sorry.
He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot.
so excited.
Yes, you are. You need to let me have a turn.
I'm sorry.
It's
I can't
alright.
see the signs. I have
I
to
know.
look. I'm watching 2 devices.
I know.
And also
I
trying
have
to
the
watch
easy
the
job.
lights.
The next one is he looked like a peddler.
And his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back.
He looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes how they twinkled, his dimples how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a fight he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook.
He spoke not.
The-
The key people behind us want to go.
That shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head
You're gonna have to
soon
just keep reading
gave
that.
me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside out of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose.
Oh,
He
that was
sprang-
mine.
Oh.
Giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. There we go.
Skip something?
Nope. We're at the end.
The chimney he rose.
Okay, hurry.
He sprang to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
See, wasn't that fun?
Yes, it was.
This is one of my
Ooh,
and now we're done.
now we're tree.
That's far away.
It's on 6200.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about
From
staying
here.
alive?
Yeah.
It's fine.
I mean, we already talked for however long before we finally got into the.
Oh, so are you done?
Well, no, it's fine. We can keep talking as long as people will listen.
How long is it?
17 minutes,
Wow, longest live ever.
so it's fine.
I'm turning. Woohoo! All right, so that was Christmas Lane.
In Taylorsville, off of 5400 South.
Yep. We'll put, like she said, we'll put the link in the description.
The entrance.
The entrance.
Of
So that you
Christmas
come the
Lane.
right way and you don't have to do the whole thing twice.
Somebody said that we have a bad connection sometimes.
Aww.
Sorry. Hopefully you got the most of the story. It's a lot longer than I thought that it was.
It's a good thing we
With all
looked it
the-
up.
Yeah, with all the lines in between the lines that are on the boards.
So when we grow up, we'll have to get a neighborhood that has a big street.
Yeah. And we'll live on the first one, and we'll just make all of the signs, and then we'll on each neighbor's door and be like, hey, so
Put this up.
would you display this in your yard?
If you don't, we're calling the HOA. Hang you out.
Probably the HOA would be the ones that were mad about it. But I don't know that we'll have neighbors that would be all on board with that, because it is a lot of traffic to have through your neighborhood. A lot, all the time. Apparently really bad on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, no kidding. It wasn't even that bad at all last year. There was like one other car.
Yeah,
So,
Christmas Eve is probably not the day to do the night before Christmas.
nah,
Which is too bad, because it is the night before Christmas.
maybe that's why everybody's going.
Pretty sure that the star is on the other side of Bigoter.
No,
Yes, it is.
it's not, because
I'm pretty sure.
oh, I think you're right.
Yep. We'll just tell you about it.
Yep, sounds good.
It is a very, 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 very tall pine tree.
Yeah, it's very tall.
Like, taller than a 3-story house.
Okay,
Or as tall as.
at least. I don't know.
It's
I don't
a
know how
really
to tell you how tall it is.
big tree.
I bet it's like 4 or 5 stories. It's big. It's big.
And there's just a star.
At the very top.
People are commenting and I can't read fast enough.
You can talk and comment.
Why didn't you tell me that?
But yeah, so the star is at the very, very top. So we don't know how they pulled that off. I keep telling Caprice that probably somebody would just like climbing up the tree.
I feel like it probably has to be like an electrician or something that has access to, or a fireman that has access to a really big ladder.
Or a scoop bucket or something like that.
Yeah, and it's probably a pretty big star. It looks really small from far away, but it is a very large tree.
Yes. Maybe we'll never know. Maybe next time. Maybe we should just knock on their door and be like, how did you do that?
We need one of those. Also, apparently, the Divines, I don't know if you guys know the Divines. I love them.
Yes, she does.
Anyways, they go and they put a very large star on the mountain. And we were driving to St. George last weekend.
Yes.
And we looked over and there was the star on the mountain and we were like, is that above somebody's house or is that on the mountain? Because if it's on the mountain, it has to be huge. And if it's above somebody's house, how did they get it up so high? Turns out it was on the mountain and I saw the Divine's video of it. That's all.
And they do YouTube videos. And they're
They're
vloggers.
YouTubers.
If you didn't know.
So I'll link that video if you do, if I can find it.
Okay. But anything else that we didn't talk about?
Nope, I think that's it.
Thanks for keeping up with us.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed the Christmas lane.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. It's a nice way to spend the night before Christmas. Reading the night before Christmas story.
Yep.
Maybe one of these times we'll get to go to the Nutcracker.
Maybe. I've never been to the Nutcracker.
I haven't either, not the real live one.
I thought you said you had.
No, I've been to like little Nutcracker ballet, like little ballet schools that put it on, or like the high school that we lived in would do it every year for Christmas, and the elementary school kids would get to come and do it as like a field trip. And so that's a really fond memory that I have too of Christmas, and I miss the Nutcracker every year. Since we moved from that elementary school, they've started doing like the Polar Express and other things, but the Nutcracker's where it's at.
It's the bee's knees.
Yeah.
The dogs bark. The cats meow.
Yes, all of the things.
Alright.
Yeah, we can say bye. I'm sorry.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Night before Christmas. Hopefully you guys are having a good holiday season and evening and weekend and holiday.
I think you said that already.
I already said that. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.
Merry
to
Christmas.
you.
Bye. Yes, we do want to end it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.